Well, we're live. I'm going to just wait a couple of minutes here, see if anyone wants to come in and join me. I'm sorry that I'm spamming y'all today with my second live chat of the day. I just came across this information and I thought it was too good to not share. I haven't spent a whole lot of time. What's happening, Lori? Oh, gosh, I wish I knew how to pronounce that. LLFFL. Hey, Amy Davis, how are you? Listen, guys, I got some breaking information. At least I think it's breaking. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on YouTube today, but I came across this story and I thought it was so doggone interesting and so important to get out. I wanted to get it out and spread it as quick as we could here. Hey, Jay, I'm at the Nut House. So breaking news. I've talked about Pizzagate. Okay, I've talked about that in the past. Some of you guys were like mind blown, like I was. What the heck this is going on? You know, there's sickos out there. You know, there's people that are into this kind of thing, and they should probably be hung from the neck until dead. The ones that are a part of this whole pedophile ring thing. But the extent at which this was permeating the globe, I mean, literally across the world, there's a huge ring of people. We're talking high-level politicians. We're talking CEOs. We're talking attorneys that are part of this. And the list goes on, by the way, guys, that are part of this ring. And this is one of the stories that came out that really helped launch the fake news meme that came out right around the time Trump was elected. Right around the election, fake news came out. And this is one of the things that I think was really helping push that and catapult that fake news meme. Well, there's a gentleman on YouTube, and he wrote an article, and I linked it here in the description. And he goes by, it is Victorous Libertas. Now, I saw a video by the name David Zublik. And so I'm asking if this is true. If anyone has any information on this, guys, please share it. I don't want to be passing along fictitious information, but I have been following Victorous Libertas' channel for quite some time. I think he's a good dude, and I'm hoping that the information that he's given is correct. Now, it's coming straight from an FBI. It's an anonymous FBI source. So take that with any grain of salt that you care to take it with. I'm not coming out and saying that this stuff is ironclad yet, but it gave me so much hope. And remember, guys, I'm the one that's been very cynical of all government, but the new administration as well. This guy came out and he has an insider at the FBI, and this FBI agent has also gone on a 4chan and really helped break the story about Pizzagate early on, like we're talking months and months and months ago. But he came out and he said that there are arrests that are imminent in the Pizzagate fake news, right, guys? The Pizzagate scandal, arrests are imminent, and it's going to be including 30 high-level politicians and 42 other people. And the other people, I can only imagine who these people are, but my understanding is they are the elite. These people are some of the elite. Interestingly enough, and we're going to name some of the names that this person named supposedly in a minute. But hey, Jennifer Russell, one lost dude. What's happening, dude? So this apparently is going on globally, but extensively in New York City, Washington, D.C., obviously. Out on the West Coast, you're talking Beverly Hills, you're talking Hollywood, Napa Valley, and I want to look at the article here and see what else we're looking at. I want to try to be as accurate as possible here, guys. Anyway, Victorous Libertas asked his FBI informant 10 questions. He said, I'll answer 10 questions for you, and I'm not, doggone it, did I click on the wrong link? Knowing me, I did. Anyway, I did write down some of the information here, but he's saying, this FBI informant is saying that up to 1/3 of Washington politicians are a part of this. They're a part of literally trafficking children, sexually molesting, raping, and possibly murdering children. They also went on to talk about the fact that some of these elite freaks use these kids' bloods. They drink it. They'll bathe in it. They believe that it's going to give them everlasting life. This is satanic stuff, sick stuff, and these are the people that are literally running the country, the people that are telling you, that are telling me how to live, what to do, what we're allowed to do, what we're not allowed to do. They're the sickest of the sick. So apparently this FBI agent said, I'm not going to name names, but I'll give you some initials. BF, MB, TK, DF, JM, LG. this gentleman, David Zublik, went on to say that those are initials for, and I don't know his sourcing for this. So again, guys, take it with that grain of salt. BF, Barney Frank. MB, Michael Blumenthal. TK, Tim Kaine. Remember his name? DF, guys, this is a slam dunk. Dianne Feinstein. JM, John McCain, and his little buddy, his butt buddy, Lindsey Graham, LG. I mean, blow my mind, guys. Who have been the people that have been the most outspoken when it comes to, well, when it comes to any Republican? Hey, Wheatree, when it comes to any Republican, but especially Donald Trump. And I mean, you're talking Dianne Feinstein's right on the top there. Oh, and also NP was also talked about, Nancy Pelosi. Now, wouldn't this be great if we saw Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Barney Frank, Lindsey Graham? Did I already mention John McCain? Arrest him twice, throw away the key. If these people are indeed part of this, and I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't be, because I believe they're the slimiest of the slimy. If this is true, they're saying that arrests will take place within the next week or so. Apparently, they're waiting for Jeff Sessions to be sworn in. Hey, Connie, Jeff Sessions to be sworn in as, yeah, I know. Never ever pass on info from an anonymous source. I get that, and that's why if you jumped in here in the very beginning, I said that, you know, take this with a grain of salt. I'm sourcing the community. Oh yeah, Chuck Schumer was named too. Hello, why did we forget about Chuck Schumer? Boom, that would be great too. What another scumbag that guy is. I'm trying to source the community to try to find out if indeed this is true. This is huge news if it is. And again, Victorous Libertas is a channel I've followed for a while. He seems like a solid guy, and he says that he has an inside source at the FBI. I mean, I don't consider myself alternative news, but there are people out there that do. I consider myself the guy that tries to spread the word as much as I can. And this is one of those stories that the mainstream media has done their level best to block at every turn. Many police agencies, like the Washington, D.C. police agency, said that it was determined that it was fake news. But they said they did an investigation and said it was fake news. But when another citizen journalist went out there and actually filed the Freedom of Information Act and said, can you give me the information on the investigation? Oh, we didn't have an investigation. But you said here that you did, but then you didn't. So which is it? So basically they were told to stand down is what it looks like. And they never investigated anything. You saw that goofball, gosh, I'm trying to think of his name now, Jimmy Comet, James Alefantis over at Comet Ping Pong. He went on Fox News a couple of weeks ago, and Megyn Kelly interviewed him. That was the biggest puff piece I've ever seen, and I didn't see it live because I don't watch Fox News, but I did see it in some of the videos. So this would be great, and this honestly, guys, this is getting me closer to the Trump train if this is true. Talk about draining the swamp. This guy supposedly said up to a third of all D.C. politicians are involved in this, and not just D.C. This is worldwide. Now, I was watching another video, and I watched so much stuff, guys. Hey, Big Bear, what's up? I'm watching so much stuff, guys, that I can't keep it all straight. I immediately came upstairs and started writing some of this stuff down. Supposedly, Hillary Clinton, again, supposedly, Hillary Clinton was trying to leave the country. She was boarding a plane to Bahrain. Bahrain apparently doesn't have an extradition treaty with the United States. And according to Mr. David Zublik, she was detained and she was not allowed to leave the country. According to David Zublik again, he said Bill Clinton is now cooperating with authorities because, well, Hillary is no longer a power broker. She lost the election and is really, you know, that whole relationship looks like a sham and a fraud. And, you know, it was all about political gain for those two. And now that she's nothing when it comes to political power now, or very little, Bill Clinton is looking to save his own rear end. Surprise! There's not one mention of it in the UK news. Now, I haven't seen it in any news either. In Palmetto Paratrooper, I agree it's more than 1/3. But it's so... Listen, guys, all of us know that something's wrong with that cesspool up there in DC. All of us know, or I think most of us believe, that there's a large number of people around the world that are just sick, evil, satanic in nature, and they tend to be the ones that are elevated themselves in a position of power. They cover each other's tracks. Secret societies and all that weird stuff that goes on. But when you start thinking about 1/3 of the people that are in elected office, that's what this supposedly FBI source is saying. It could be way bigger than that. And believe you me, it looks like some of these names here, some of the Lindsey Graham, John McCain, Dianne Feinstein, Barney Frank, Tim Kaine, these are Nancy Pelosi. I mean, these are some of the big ones out there, guys. I didn't hear a whole lot of other Republican people. I think it was just John McCain and Lindsey Graham that were named, but that's huge stuff. Anthony Weiner is supposedly going to be going down for child porn on his computer. This is all supposed to be coming out here within the next week or so, or as soon as Jeff Sessions is sworn in as Attorney General. They're going to issue arrest warrants. And they also said in the report here that don't be surprised if you see a lot of these people starting to off themselves. Those are the words he used, because they're not going to be able to come to terms with the fact that they're going to prison forever, locking them up, throwing away the key, and they don't want to go through the humiliation. So, guys, if you know anything, if you can source anything, please copy and paste a link back in this video after it processes up to YouTube. We're live now. I just want to come out as quickly as possible and get that out there. If indeed this is true, ta-da, am I back on again? I mean, how weird is that, fellas and fellettes? How weird is that? I start talking about this stuff and poof, I'm gone. So I'm back. I forgot. I have no idea where I left off, guys, but if this is the real deal, the swamp is being drained. I say, yeah, right. Hello, NSA. I say hallelujah. I'm getting closer to getting on the Trump train if this is the real deal. Of course, there's a lot more swamp draining left to do, but this would have a major impact on national politics and global politics as well. This is a big deal. I'd love to see these pieces of garbage let out in handcuffs, but they also said that don't be surprised here that you see a lot of these people led away in handcuffs. But before that happens, some of these people might very well take their own life because they're not going to be able to live in prison. They're not going to be able to live with the shame. So they're going to go ahead and off themselves, which, you know what, save the taxpayers a bunch of money. If you guys are guilty of doing this, and I'll tell you what, every name on there, I think you're guilty of high treason anyway. So you should probably be swinging, but good luck to you. Have a good night, guys. If you see any information, copy and paste it, put it back in this, in the comments section after this goes back up on YouTube and it processes. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.